will speak on the matter. Also with us today is Angie Tuesday, the Winnipeg Police Service Family Support and Resource Advocate. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that there are details that may be disturbing to members of the public, particularly those directly impacted by matters involving missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, Two-Spirit, and gender diverse people. If you require immediate emotional assistance, call 1-844-413-6649, which is a national toll-free 24/7 crisis call line providing support for anyone who requires emotional assistance relating to missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Thank you. At this time, I'll invite Inspector Pike up.
Hi, good afternoon. Yesterday at approximately 3 p.m., the Winnipeg Police Service was notified by staff at the Brady landfill site that a deceased person was located in an active area of the facility. The area was immediately closed off, and our general patrol members attended and confirmed the presence of a deceased female. Investigation by our identification and homicide units has identified the deceased as Linda Mary Beardy, 33 years old, of Winnipeg. Linda's next of kin has been notified, and this suspicious death investigation is being led by our homicide unit. With Linda's family's permission, we have also been in contact with Indigenous leadership and will continue to liaise with both family and leadership as this investigation progresses. While I'm sure you can appreciate, I cannot go into specific details of this investigation, but I can confirm at this time we have no information to suggest that there are any other victims or that this investigation is related to any previous incidents. Currently, the entire Brady landfill is on an operational pause while our identification unit continues to work at the scene. Our homicide unit has been working diligently and progressing this investigation since we became aware of this yesterday afternoon. As in the past, we are also asking for the public's assistance in this matter. If anyone feels they have any information, no matter how small, please reach out to us and give us a chance to follow up. We are very early in this investigation, and we welcome any and all tips or information that come forward. Our homicide unit can be reached at 204-986-6508. You can also call Winnipeg Crime Stoppers at 204-786-TIPS, and that's 8477. In closing, before taking questions, on behalf of the entire Winnipeg Police Service, I wish to express our sincerest condolences to Linda's family, friends, and the entire community as everyone processes this tragedy. Thank you, and I'll take some questions.
Any word on cause of death at this point?
Again, it's a unfolding investigation, and I can't comment on that at this point.
Were these partial remains?
Again, that's an investigative detail that I can't talk about right now.
Is there any indication?
Pardon me?
Do you know how long she had been there for?
We don't think very long based on the information that we've come up with so far. In fact, from what I can tell from the information that we're getting is that from the time that these remains were left at or located at the Brady landfill was probably a matter of a couple hours from what we can tell so far.
Is there any indication of where? Trace back from the truck or from, I guess, a likely time frame to where the remains may have come from in the city?
Well, again, that's part of the investigation, and I can tell you our people are working on that. It's a slow process, very detail-oriented process, and it takes time.
No, I was going to ask, is there any indication of where her death occurred in the city?
Again, right now our people are still working on the investigation. In effect, we're really working backwards as we do in a lot of investigations.
Were her remains brought via a truck, or was it some other way that her remains were brought to the landfill?
I'm sorry, what would be like
her remains brought to the landfill through it, like I know people have the ability to drop off, things at the landfill.
Oh, I see, I see. Our belief it's come from a garbage truck.
Was she considered a missing person before she was found?
No.
Inspector, are you able to say how you were able to identify the victim so fast in this case?
Again, I can't get into specifics, but I can tell you that we wouldn't be releasing her name if we weren't confident on who she was.
Did workers at the landfill find her, or what was the process?
They were the first ones to notify us, yes.
Do you know how long she had been there for?
Pardon me?
Do you know how long she had been there for and she died?
Again, I can't say specifically. We don't think months and months or anything like that. But as for an exact time frame, I wouldn't be able to say.
Was she a mother?
I'm not sure at this point.
Do you know when she was last seen with someone in the building?
Again, that's investigation work that we're kind of working back. Jill, actually, I'd like to, just thinking about your question, yes, she is. I was just thinking of some information before I came down.
Was she, did you know any of the circumstances of leading up to her death? Was she homeless? Was there any?
Again, our people are kind of working their way through the investigation, which includes background, that kind of thing. So there's nothing I can comment on that right now.
Are you able to say, was she living in Winnipeg prior to her death? Do you please have any information on that?
My understanding is that she was in Winnipeg, yes, living in Winnipeg.
Originally from Winnipeg?
I'm being told she comes from the Lake St. Martin area, but any information that I have is that she's been in Winnipeg recently, for sure.
Any sense of, is this someone who was evacuated due to the floods?
No information that I have in relation to that.
What is the status of Brady right now? I think is it shut down? Will it be shut down?
Yeah, well, right now it's on what we're calling an operational pause. So what's happened is our identification units are still out there, so they are working through the scene. And depending on the information and how the investigation's going, these will be conversations that the police service and the city will be having to determine best course of actions moving forward.
How long do you think the investigation, the search, and with the IDENT unit will continue at Brady?
I think it depends on what they're finding, what kind of terrain they're dealing with. Like I said, we were very quickly, obviously, able to locate her and start from there. So that was a huge advantage for us on an investigational level. So, but as far as an exact time frame, I don't think I'd be able to tell you.
How was staff able to quickly identify that this was a person?
I think it's just diligence on their part, to be quite honest. I mean, they are, you have to appreciate they're dealing with a lot of trucks coming, a lot of loads being left there. And I think it's just really credit to them for being able to identify that somebody was there and to take the necessary steps involving, including contacting us, securing the scene. So I give lots of credit to the people there.
Well, when it comes to, I mean, we know that, very unfortunately, this isn't a one-off. People are occasionally found or believed to be at Brady landfill. Are there procedures in place for workers to be able to potentially identify if someone is found at the landfill and what the next steps are?
Well, you're right. Unfortunately, we've been in this spot before, and I've talked to you about incidents there. As for what their procedures are, I don't know if there is or what an exact procedure could even be. But again, and not speaking for the people that work there, I mean, they've also been through this before as well. And I think they appreciate, and I think they were just probably vigilant, and when they recognized what was occurring, they took the proper steps.
On that note, I mean, this is the fourth case now, or suspected, where we have an Indigenous woman in the past year whose remains were found at a landfill. I mean, what message, I guess, is that sending to the broader public, to Indigenous women? Have concerns with safety for Indigenous women?
Absolutely. I have concerns for anybody that is found in this situation. Again, in this particular incident, we're still investigating. We, in the past, I mean, we knew what transpired prior to even holding press conferences is here like this today. We're still unpacking everything that's occurred. We're trying to work our way back in this investigation to find out exactly what circumstances caused her to end up where she was found yesterday afternoon.
What is police doing to stop instances like this from happening? Like, again, this isn't a one-off.
Well, you know, I think we've made some steps, and that's a pretty broad question in the sense that I think this is us as a community coming together, police, community groups. I think if it was as simple as saying, okay, what are the police doing? How do we stop it? And it just stopped, we wouldn't have the issues that we have now. It's a complex issue. We do everything that we can, and we're working with our partners. I think the police service is well ahead of where we were 10, 15, 20 years ago in recognizing that there's more issues, but I don't, or that there's work that needs to be done by everybody. But I don't think that there's just a simple, what can we do and just stop it? Because if it was that easy to answer, we would have answered it a long time ago.
So is her death considered suspicious largely because of the circumstances in which she was found, or is there a wider, and I realize that you're not able to say that much about circumstances, but
It's
do
just,
you know what I'm getting at?
no, I do. It's a suspicious death because, again, like I said, we're still unpacking things. You have to appreciate, we weren't even made aware of this until 22 hours ago. So there's a lot of front-end work that's going on. And so that's why we have our homicide unit investigating it, but we don't have this classified as a homicide at this point.
The ME's office has the body now, or?
That's correct. She's not at the scene anymore.
Has there been an opportunity to talk to the people at the encampment, the Camp Morgan folks?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you.
There's some calls renewing the plea to search the landfill, do a wider search. It's this latest discovery. You please believe that needs to happen?
Again, I think right now, as we talk about what we're here to talk about today, we're talking about Linda. We're talking about her family, her community. I think it's important for us right now to focus on this particular scenario, this investigation, how this is affecting her family, her friends, her community. So I think it's very important for us to kind of keep focused on this right now.
Just to clarify, did Linda have identification on her?
Again, the kind of investigation details that I wouldn't be able to give you at this time.
And just to clarify, I think you said this from the right at the top, but at this point, you don't see any connection to any other investigations or missing persons cases at this point?
That's correct. Yeah, everything that we are in the investigation at this stage, any information that I have right now is not showing any linkages to anything else that has happened.
Do you know how many children she has?
Off the top of my head, I don't. I don't want to give you a wrong number here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
For the written spelling and title for Inspector Pike, you can find it on the advisory that we sent this morning, and the media release has just been issued. It should have hit your mailboxes about 10 minutes or 15 minutes ago. Yep. Thanks.